Welcome back, everyone, to the deep dive. You know we love getting your input, and you guys have been sending in some really fascinating stuff on this whole idea of greatness.
It's a topic that's captured imaginations for, well, probably forever.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, who isn't intrigued by those stories of people who achieve extraordinary things? So we're calling this deep dive The Price of Greatness.
And we're going to be diving into some really insightful material you sent in, starting with a piece called Are You Willing to Pay the Price of Greatness?
Ooh, okay, that title already has me thinking. I'll admit I'm a bit of a sucker for those like inspirational biopics, the underdog who beats the odds, that kind of
Oh,
thing.
yeah, those are classics.
Totally. But this piece we're looking at today, it's got me wondering if I've been a little too romanticizing the whole idea of success.
Well, it definitely cuts through the kind of romanticized version of success that we often see.
Right. Like we see the end result, the victory, the success, but we don't always see the years of work, of grind that went into it.
Exactly. It's like there's this study mentioned in the article about Olympic athletes, and it turns out that the ones who end up on the podium, they weren't necessarily the ones with like the most natural talent.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was the ones who were willing to embrace the grueling training, the daily grind, the stuff that's not always glamorous.
Yeah.
You know,
So it's not just about raw talent then.
it seems that way, right?
Hmm.
The article suggests that it's really that relentless dedication, that willingness to show up even when it's tough. That's really what sets people apart.
Okay, I'm starting to see where this whole price of greatness idea comes in. So no shortcuts then.
Well, not if you're aiming for something truly meaningful and lasting.
Hmm.
The piece talks about this metaphor of a marathon.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it really emphasizes that time and consistency.
Yeah, the long game.
Right, exactly. It's those small, disciplined actions that you take day after day, week after week. They build up, they compound into something incredible.
Okay, well, my inner procrastinator is getting a little nervous hearing this.
Yeah.
This sounds like serious commitment.
It is, and that brings us to um, another key element of the price: sacrifices.
Ooh, okay, like what? Spill the beans.
Well, it asks, are you willing to give up certain things?
Yeah.
To create the space and the time to actually pursue your goals.
So less Netflix, more skill building.
That's the idea. It's about prioritizing what truly matters to you in the long run, even if it means, sometimes saying no to some immediate gratification.
Ugh, but that's so hard, especially like, these days when there's so many things fighting for our attention.
It is tough. And that's where this concept of mental fortitude comes into play.
Okay, mental fortitude. What's that all about?
Well, it's about building that inner resilience. So you can stay focused on your vision even when, those distractions and doubts inevitably pop up.
Okay, that makes sense. But what does mental fortitude actually look like in practice? Are we talking like, affirmations in the mirror every morning?
Well, affirmations can be helpful, but it's really about going deeper than that. The article talks about things like mindfulness.
Okay, mindfulness. Yeah, I've heard of that.
Right. Which can help you stay grounded in the present moment. And also like positive self-talk, which
Yeah.
can be a powerful tool for combating those negative thoughts that try to, hold you back.
So it's almost like training your mind to be your biggest supporter, not your worst enemy.
Right, exactly. Because let's be real, the path to achieving anything meaningful, it's rarely smooth sailing.
Oh, you mean there will be setbacks along the way? See, this
Right.
is where I start to worry because I tend to get discouraged pretty easily.
Well, the article acknowledges that failure is part of the journey. It even goes so far as to say that it's an essential part of the process.
Wait, so we should be looking forward to failing.
Not necessarily looking forward to it, but definitely not, fearing it.
Yeah.
The author argues that the people who achieve greatness, they're not the ones who never stumble. They're the ones who get back up, they learn from their mistakes, and they keep going, keep pushing forward.
So it's not about avoiding failure, it's about developing that bounce back ability.
Exactly. That's resilience in a nutshell.
Okay. I like that. Resilience.
Yeah.
It's about viewing setbacks as temporary, detours, not dead ends.
Yeah, it's about learning from those experiences.
Yeah.
Taking those valuable lessons and refining your approach.
Okay, so we've got dedication, sacrifices, mental strength, and this idea of embracing failure as a learning opportunity. That's a pretty intense combo.
It is, definitely demands effort. But here's where it gets even more interesting.
Okay, lay it on me.
The article doesn't just focus on the challenges. It also explores the the profound rewards that come with pursuing greatness.
Okay, so we've talked about the price. Now let's talk about the payoff. What is it? Trophies? Accolades?
Well, those might be nice perks, but the article points to something much deeper. It's this sense of fulfillment and purpose
Oh, okay.
that comes from aligning your actions with your values.
So like finding that thing that truly makes you feel like you're living a life of meaning.
Exactly. It's about tapping into those passions, those unique talents that you have, and using them to create something that feels authentically you.
Wow, I love that. And I imagine that kind of fulfillment, it can kind of ripple outwards, right? Impacting not just your own life, but the lives of others as well.
Absolutely. The article talks about the legacy you can build, the inspiration you can provide, the positive impact you can have on the world around you.
Yeah, it's like your journey can become this source of encouragement for other people, right?
Yes, exactly. It's about, lighting the way for others to pursue their own versions of greatness.
Okay, I'm getting fired up over here. This is great. But let's be real for a second, okay? Because I think there's this part of all of us that's like, am I really cut out for this? Is this greatness thing even attainable for someone like me?
I'm so glad you brought that up because the article actually addresses this question head on.
Oh, it does. Okay, good.
Yeah, it encourages honest self-reflection,
Yeah.
asking yourself those tough questions like, am I truly willing to push past my comfort zone? Can I stick with it when things get tough? Will I embrace those failures as stepping stones?
Wow, those are some big questions.
They are, but they're important ones to consider because embarking on this journey, it requires a level of self-awareness,
Oh,
and a level of honesty that can be a bit daunting.
no kidding.
But here's the thing. The choice is ultimately yours.
Oh, okay.
There's no right or wrong answer. It's about aligning your actions with what truly matters to you
Yeah.
and creating a life that feels true to who you are.
So it's not about conforming to some external definition of success. It's about crafting your own unique path.
Exactly. And, that path might involve striving for something, truly extraordinary, or it might be about finding fulfillment in those everyday moments.
I love that.
There's beauty in both approaches.
Okay, wow. This has been so insightful. And honestly, I think we've covered a lot of ground in this first part of our deep dive.
We have, yeah, just scratched the surface, really.
I'm really eager to hear more about how we can actually put these principles into practice.
Well, let's do that then.
Yeah.
I think you'll find the next part quite valuable.
All right, so we've laid out this like theoretical framework, right?
Right.
For understanding the whole price of greatness thing.
Yeah, we've done some good groundwork.
Totally. But now I'm really curious about like the practical side of things.
Oh, yeah.
Where do we even begin?
Yeah.
You know?
That's a great question because it is easy to feel overwhelmed when you start thinking about all those elements we've talked about.
Wait, like where do you even start?
Right, exactly.
Mhm.
But the key is to remember that greatness, it's not built overnight.
Yeah, it's a journey.
Exactly. It's about taking those small, consistent actions day after day.
Okay, so like baby steps.
Kind of, yeah. It's like the article really emphasizes the power of starting small.
Okay, so don't try to do everything at once.
Right. Choose one specific area of your life where you want to see growth. It could be, your health, your career, a creative pursuit.
Anything that really matters to you.
Exactly. Anything that really speaks to you,
Yeah.
and then focus on that.
Okay. So like instead of trying to write a whole novel right away, I could maybe commit to like writing for 30 minutes each day.
Perfect example.
Yeah.
Or maybe you're focused on improving your fitness.
Yeah.
So you start by, swapping out sugary drinks for water or adding a 20-minute walk to your daily routine.
Just something like to build momentum.
Exactly. And as you start experiencing those small victories, it kind of reinforces the belief that you're capable of achieving bigger things.
Like a positive feedback loop.
Yes, exactly. It becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I like that. Okay. But let's be honest. There are going to be days when even those small actions, like they feel daunting.
Oh, for sure.
What happens when motivation takes a vacation?
Well, that's where discipline comes in.
Oh, okay.
And remember, discipline, it's not about, feeling inspired all the time.
Right. It's not about feeling good.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
about showing up and doing the work even when you don't feel like it.
Ugh, that's the hard part.
It is. It is. Do you have any tips for like strengthening that discipline muscle? Because mine could definitely use a workout.
Oh, me
One of the
too.
one of the most effective strategies is creating a routine.
Oh, a routine.
Yeah, and sticking to it as much as possible. So maybe you designate a specific time each day for focused work, or you commit to meal prepping every Sunday evening to kind of set yourself up for success during the week.
Oh, so like you're removing those like decision points, right? You're making it more automatic.
Yeah, exactly. Because willpower, it's a finite resource.
Mm.
It tends to deplete throughout the day.
Yeah, you only have so much.
Right. But when you have a routine in place, you're automating those good decisions.
It's like a system.
Yes, exactly.
It's just
And it makes it more likely that you'll actually follow through.
okay. Yeah, I definitely noticed that like for me, I'm way more likely to stick to my workout routine when I have it like actually scheduled in my calendar.
Yeah.
And my gym bag is packed and ready to go the night before.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
about removing those barriers to action.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
making it as easy as possible to actually do the things that move you closer to your goal.
Yeah, because like if I have to think about it too much, I'm probably not going to do it.
Right. Exactly. And another thing that I found helpful is having an accountability partner.
Oh yeah, like a buddy system.
Yeah, kind of. Someone who shares similar goals and can offer encouragement and support along the way.
Yeah, because it's easy to kind of get in your own head and start doubting yourself, you know?
Oh, absolutely. And the article talks about this, the power of surrounding yourself with a supportive community.
Yeah, your tribe.
Yeah. Whether it's a mentor, a coach, a group of like-minded individuals. Having people who believe in you and your vision, it can make a world of difference.
It's like having your own personal cheerleading squad, right?
Yes, exactly. And don't underestimate the importance of celebrating your wins.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
No matter how small they might seem. Acknowledge your progress. Give yourself credit for the effort that you're putting in.
Yeah, you gotta celebrate those small victories.
Absolutely. Because it's easy to get, caught up in striving for that next milestone and forget to appreciate how far you've already come.
Right, like stop and smell the roses.
Exactly. And recognizing those small victories, it helps to reinforce the belief that you're on the right track, and it keeps you motivated to keep going.
Yeah, because otherwise you can kind of lose steam.
Exactly. But even with all the routines and the support systems and the celebrations, I think it's important to acknowledge that the journey, it's not always going to be,
Yeah.
linear.
Oh yeah, there are gonna be bumps in the road.
There are going to be setbacks, there are going to be plateaus, there are going to be moments where you feel like giving up.
Oh yeah, that's the hard part.
And the article doesn't sugarcoat that reality.
Good.
It emphasizes that setbacks are an inherent part of the process.
Okay, so we've got to be prepared for those inevitable, like, twists and turns in the road.
We do. Any advice for navigating those rough patches? Because
Yeah.
I think that's where a lot of people get stuck.
Yeah, totally.
Well, the key is to remember that setbacks, they're not failures.
Oh, okay.
They're opportunities to learn and grow.
So it's a mindset shift.
It is. It is. Instead of viewing those challenges as signs that we should give up,
Mhm.
we can see them as valuable feedback that can help us refine our approach.
Yeah, it's information.
Exactly. And the article suggests a few strategies for developing that resilience.
Oh, okay. Like what?
Well, first, allow yourself to feel the frustration, the disappointment, whatever emotions come up when you encounter a setback.
Okay, so like it's okay to have a mini meltdown when things don't go as planned.
Absolutely. Acknowledge those emotions, process them, and then most importantly, shift your focus to what you can learn from the experience.
So it's like, okay, I'm feeling this way, but what can I take away from this? How can I use this to make myself like stronger or smarter or more adaptable?
Precisely. And often, those setbacks, they lead to the most significant breakthroughs.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, they force us to reassess our strategies, to get creative, to think outside the box.
So in a way, like embracing those challenges is what ultimately propels us forward.
Exactly. It's about developing that grit, that determination to keep pushing forward even when faced with adversity.
Okay. Yeah, I'm starting to see that this whole pursuit of greatness, it's not just about achieving some external goal.
Right.
It's about transforming ourselves along the way.
You've hit on a key insight. It's about becoming the best versions of ourselves, both for our own, fulfillment and for the positive impact we can have on the world.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, this has been so insightful, but I also want to acknowledge that not everyone is gonna resonate with this whole idea of greatness.
Right.
Some people might be perfectly content with a more laid back approach to life.
Sure. Yeah.
That's totally okay.
Absolutely. The beauty of this journey is that it's deeply personal.
Right, it's your own journey.
Yeah. Exactly. There's no one size fits all definition of success or fulfillment. The key is to find what lights you up,
Yeah. Yeah.
what aligns with your values, and to pursue that with passion and purpose.
Yes. Find your thing.
Exactly. And remember, even if you don't resonate with the word greatness, the principles that we've talked about today, they can be applied to any area of your life where you want to see, growth and improvement.
Yeah, it's like a framework for anything.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So whether you're, aiming for the mountaintop or simply striving to be a little bit better each day,
Right.
the key is to approach the journey with intention, with discipline, and with a willingness to embrace the challenges along the way.
Beautifully said.
Yeah.
And remember, the rewards of this journey, they go far beyond any external achievements.
Yeah, for sure.
It's about the personal transformation, the resilience that you develop, the impact you make on the world, the legacy you leave behind.
Okay, I'm feeling incredibly inspired, but before we wrap up this episode, I want to give our listener a moment to reflect.
Yeah, that's good.
What resonated with you most from this conversation? What are you taking away from this deep dive into the price of greatness? Take a moment to really let those insights sink in. After these past two deep dives, I gotta say, my whole perspective on this whole greatness thing is shifting.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, it's like before, I think I was so focused on the end result, the achievements, the accolades.
Right. The outward markers of success.
Exactly. But now I'm realizing it's so much more about the journey, the inner transformation that happens along the way.
Yeah, that's a really key insight. And I think it's something that the author really emphasizes in the article, too.
Yeah, they talk about how it's not about reaching some ultimate peak, right? It's about this continuous evolution.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. It's not about arriving at some, fixed destination. It's about constantly striving to become the best version of yourself.
And that journey, like with all the ups and downs, the challenges, the triumphs, that's where the real magic happens.
Exactly. And, speaking of challenges, it's interesting how the author talks about the importance of embracing those inevitable setbacks.
Well, yeah, that was a big one.
They make this point that often the people who achieve greatness, they're the ones who face the most adversity.
Oh, wow.
It's in those moments of struggle, those times when we feel like giving up, That's when we discover our true strength, our resilience.
It's like those challenges, those moments that force us to really dig deep and push past our comfort zones. That's what shapes us.
Right, like they're the fire that forges us,
Totally. And as we navigate those challenges, as we learn to adapt and overcome, we develop this sense of confidence.
Yeah, self-efficacy.
Right, that goes way beyond any specific accomplishment.
It's like you realize you can handle anything life throws at you.
Exactly. And I love how this perspective, it kind of takes the pressure off of having to be, perfect all the time.
Oh, totally. Because let's be real, no one is perfect.
Right. It allows us to embrace the messiness of the process.
And it's in that messiness, in those moments of vulnerability, of growth, that's where we discover this depth of character and resilience that maybe we didn't even know we had.
This has been such an incredible conversation. I feel like I have a whole new understanding of what it means to pursue greatness.
I'm glad to hear that.
It's not about, chasing external validation. It's about aligning our actions with our values, embracing the challenges, and just striving to become the best versions of ourselves.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah. Well, thank you. So to our listener, whether you're aiming for, the mountaintop or simply seeking to make a meaningful contribution in your own little corner of the world.
Right, whatever your definition of greatness is.
Exactly. The principles we've talked about in this deep dive, they can serve as this this guiding compass.
They're tools for the journey.
Exactly. And remember, the path to greatness, in whatever form it takes for you, it's waiting for those who are willing to step onto it.
You just got to take that first step.
What an inspiring note to end on. A huge thank you to our expert for sharing these amazing insights. And to you, our listener, thank you for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure being here.
We hope you found these insights as thought-provoking as we have. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep striving to become the best version of yourself.